I've got good news for you. You don't need to read this 500-page book because I have already read it for you. Welcome back, friends. My name is Ivan. I'm a third-year computer engineering student, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you the 8 most important laws that you need to know in the 48 laws of power. So if you're ready, let's get into it. The first one is law number 5. So much depends on reputation. You need to guard it with your own life. Reputation is how people see you in this world, and a lot of people will just crucify me for saying this, but it is way more important how people view you rather than how much you can give out to the world. If people perceive that you give immense value to the world, even if it's not true, you will be compensated for it. This is evil, I know, but if you're watching this video and want to read this book, The 48 Laws of Power, chances are is that you don't care about being evil or not. Building your reputation is very slow and very hard, but just destroying it takes you a couple of hours. And you can think of examples of influencers or content creators who have just said something that was not specifically right about a specific community of people and they get cancelled. Like in the matter of hours, their whole reputation goes down to the ground. Brands don't want to collaborate with them, other influencers don't want anything to do with them, and their entire life just comes crumbling down just because of this one thing that they have said. Law number 33, discover each man's thumbscrew. Now, there is something in common with the 3 most popular religions in the world, and that is the 7 deadly sins. Each of those religions want you to fight each and one of those 7 sins. So, for you, those of you who don't know what the 7 sins are, I will tell you right now. They are pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. And every single one of us has one of those deadly sins that is more prominent than the 6 others. This is something that is very known in the world of manipulation. If you want to manipulate someone into doing something that you want, you will attack directly to their deadly sin. Maybe if it's someone who has a lot of pride, you will start to talk about, oh, I really respect the work that you have done. You increase their ego in a way that they will see you as not an opponent, but as someone who just idolizes them and as someone who makes them feel good. So this way, you can infiltrate into their own circle in a much better way. You need to discover what deadly sin people suffer from, and you need to attack that same thing with as much effort as possible. You see this online where the gurus are trying to sell you their course in order to be just like them, have a lot of women, have a lot of money and a lot of status, which is pride, greed, and lust. They are attacking their deadly sins. Law number 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Avoid miserable people. The perpetually miserable spread misery like infection, and they'll drown you in it. This is a very hard pill to swallow, but if you want to read this book like you don't even care about morality, and it is that the people who are perpetually sad, the people who are just always in a bad mood, you don't want to get close to them. You want to get as far away from them as possible. And this, I see it in a lot of people who say, oh, now that I'm not rich, now that I don't have money, people don't want to be around me. No. People don't want to be around you, but not because you don't have money, but because you always have that shitty attitude that puts people in a bad mood. Like, that doesn't even have to do with the fact that you don't have money. You just made it so that it appears that people don't want to be around you because of it. You are the combination of the 5 people you hang around with the most. You have already heard this like 50 times. And if you are hanging out all the time with 4 very sad people, you become the 5th one. You need to protect your energy and your vibe at all cost, even if it's renouncing to those people that bring bad energy and bad flow into your life. Because people don't change. People only act in the self-own interest. People only change when the pain of staying in the same place is bigger than the pain of changing. So yeah, just get fucked. Get away from me. I don't want you to be around me. That's what you should say to those people that bring negativity into your life. Law number 46, never appear too perfect. As humans, we feel threatened when we see someone that is doing much better than us. So there's this phrase that I really like, and it is that there is no man on this world that will want to see you do better than him other than your father. And that is something that I stand by 100%. But oh, I really care for my high school friend. I would never do that to him. I want him to do better than me. No. You're lying to yourself, okay? Just be honest. There's this thing in charisma called the cool and warm, okay? When you're someone very competent, that you're very good at your job, you need to balance these 2 things. Because being cool is as if people see you as a robot. You do things right, okay? You're very competent, you do your job, but people just don't approach you. People don't want to be around you, and they see you as a threat because you're that good, you're so good that they think of you as someone who is going to take their jobs or something like that. But if you're able to be warm, if you're able to be charismatic, you talk to them as a friend, you make people laugh, people enjoy being around you, you reduce your chances of being seen as a threat or being seen as someone who will take over them. And that's something very important, because if you are someone who appears to be too perfect, too strong, people will just get together and try to dethrone you and just push you away from the society. And as you know, animals who live outside of the society, they tend not to survive as well. That's why in the animal kingdom, one of the worst things that you can do to punish a member of the tribe is just to throw him out. Law number 40, despite the free lunch. There was this one time that I was gifted, I don't know if it was a piece of ham, a Spanish ham, a very big one. And I was like, why are you gifting me with this? Like, I didn't do nothing. What do you want? And they said, oh, there's this one thing, there's this one place that I need you to be at to do translation for me. And I said, okay, there's no problem. I can do that for you. Turns out they got into a little bit of legal trouble and they need to be seen in court and I needed to translate for them. And I spent, like, I'm not kidding, like 20 days translating for them every single day, like for 3 hours, and going to places every single day. And just because I have accepted that gift. So in the first place, I really didn't want anything to do with that case. I just really never knew them that much, that family. I just knew them from sight. I knew who they were. That's it. And now I was being put in this compromise. I was being put in this situation that I really didn't want to have anything to do with, just because I accepted that free gift. So remember, if you don't eat from the man that fits you, you don't need to take his orders. Law number 28, enter action with boldness. When you act, do so boldly. And if you make mistakes, correct them even with greater boldness. Boldness brings admiration and power. Every single action that you do in your life should be bold. And I'm not talking about posting on social media about, oh, the big things are coming, or just letting everyone know what you're doing. No. That's not what I'm trying to say. You either do or don't. You never try. Law number 23, concentrate your forces. Focus your resources and energy where you have the most impact or get the most benefit. Otherwise, you will waste limited time and energy. You need to find out what is your unfair advantage. What is the thing that you're good at? What is the thing that if you put the same effort as someone else, you will not get 1x the output. You will get 2x, 3x, or 5x. So if you're not using your unfair advantage, you're just making a disgrace to the world. Like, you're just wasting the ability that God has given you. Maybe you're born in a family that has a lot of money and is able to put you into Ivy League schools. But you say, oh, I want to do everything on my own. I want to go to community college. Like, are you listening to yourself? You have this chance that has been given to you and you're not taking advantage of it. That there are literally people that will give up everything in life to have the same ability or have the same opportunity as you, and you're not taking advantage of it. So again, find out what is the activity that would give you 2 times, 3 times, 5 times the result if you were to put the same effort as someone else. Law number 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. There's this one phrase in the Bible that I really like, and I have to say, I'm not Christian, although I went to a Christian school. Those who have a lot will be giving even more, and those who have very little will be stripped of that same little that they have. And that just goes to say that whenever you're asking someone who is in a higher position of power than you need to appeal to their self-interest. If we lived in an ideal world, the ones who have a lot will give a lot to the ones that have very little, but we are not living in that kind of world. Karl Marx tried it, it didn't work. So whenever you're asking someone for a favor that is substantially big, you need to appeal to someone's interest. Maybe it's just giving them something in return. Maybe if you lend me money, I'll give you like 3% of what you lend me in a week. Something like that. And that's just how business works. It's an exchange of values. If someone sees, and it's in business and it's in dating as well. If I am giving an exchange of value, maybe it's that you're a girl that is dating me. And if I see that all the value, all the gifts that I'm giving to you, all the attention that I'm giving to you is not reciprocated, I will cut that relationship because the exchange of values is not fair anymore. So if you want to get further in life and just make more connections and have all of these people that you can count on, just appeal to the other's self-interest, not yours. And if you're watching this, chances are is that you're a uni student trying to be an entrepreneur or something like that. So you should watch this video right here in which I go over why I dropped out of uni and why it was a big mistake. So yeah, stay patient because your policy is unfolding. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.